Google just dropped a new image model that generates pictures in 4 seconds for fractions of a penny, plus a brand new text-to-video API. The generative race is officially hitting warp speed.
Welcome to 5-Minute AI News for Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. We're also digging into Amazon's billion-dollar bet on custom agents, some shady testing practices at Meta, and a major security flaw in AI browsers.
Let's start with that Google news. They launched Nano Banana 2 Lite for incredibly fast and cheap image generation, alongside Gemini Omni Flash for video. You can even chain them together for full image-to-video workflows.
It really democratizes access to advanced creative tools, though the image model does still struggle a bit with fine text and character consistency. Speaking of making things more accessible, Anthropic just released Claude Sonnet 5.
Right, it is heavily focused on agentic capabilities and improved safety, all at a significantly lower price point than top-tier models. It really lowers the barrier to entry for developers building AI agents.
OpenAI is also playing the cost reduction game. They've reportedly cut ChatGPT inference costs by over half, dropping the number of required NVIDIA GPUs to just a few hundred at times.
That efficiency is crucial, especially as hardware remains a bottleneck globally, though maybe not for everyone. Chinese tech giant Meituan just trained a massive 1.6 trillion parameter model entirely on Chinese-made chips.
That is a massive geopolitical signal. Bypassing NVIDIA hardware completely shows China's growing self-sufficiency in AI infrastructure despite international export restrictions.
Moving over to enterprise moves, Amazon is dropping a massive $1 billion to create a new full-stack deployment engineering organization. They are embedding engineers directly into client companies to deploy purpose-built AI agents.
It is an aggressive strategy to capture the enterprise market and directly challenge companies like OpenAI and Anthropic. The hardware sector is booming alongside this, too.
Definitely. An AI chip competitor called Etched just hit a $5 billion valuation, with $1 billion in contracted sales for their inference systems. It proves the market is hungry for alternatives to NVIDIA, specifically for specialized inference tasks.
On the consumer side, Tesla has officially started testing its Cybercab in Austin. And get this, it has no pedals or steering wheel. Testing a fully autonomous vehicle designed specifically for ride-sharing could completely disrupt the transportation industry.
That reminds me of another wild consumer update. Google's Notebook LM is adding a feature that turns your uploaded research into 60-second vertical TikTok-style AI video summaries.
It's rolling out to Ultra and Pro subscribers. Blurring the lines between AI assistance and content creation might be exactly what modern learning looks like. But not all the news is positive today, unfortunately.
Right. Researchers just identified critical security flaws in new AI web browsers. Bad actors can basically create websites that lull the browser's language model into a false reality.
This completely disables built-in guardrails and lets attackers extract private code or even passwords from managers. It highlights a huge need for proactive security that goes beyond basic reactive filters.
Speaking of questionable practices, Meta reportedly used contractors to secretly test AI safety. They had hundreds of contractors pose as minors, sending over 45,000 crisis prompts about suicide and drugs to chatbots from OpenAI and Google.
And they did this entirely without those companies knowing. It raises massive ethical and privacy concerns about how we simulate vulnerable user groups for safety testing.
Meanwhile, the U.S. government's initiative to redesign all .gov websites using AI is facing serious hurdles. A year in, the rollout is heavily delayed and resulting in massive design horrors.
It really shows the pitfalls of large-scale, rushed AI implementation without enough human oversight. And speaking of government headaches, Taiwanese authorities just raided Supermicro offices as part of a probe into alleged smuggling of NVIDIA chips into China.
That chip smuggling probe really highlights the intense global supply chain tensions right now. Back in the US, the AI boom is creating a completely different kind of tension in San Francisco.
The housing market there is surging again. Average home prices are hitting 1.7 million, and even high-earning tech couples are struggling to find affordable housing ahead of expected AI IPOs.
The localized socioeconomic pressure is just wild. But looking back at the tech itself, the biggest takeaway today has to be Google's massive push with their ultra-fast image and video APIs.
Absolutely. It completely changes the speed of generative content creation. That is all for today's episode. If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Have a fantastic Wednesday, everyone, and we will catch you back here tomorrow for more AI updates.